So we're going to be starting a playthrough of 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. This won't be blind. This is one of my favorite games. I want to do it because the third game just recently came out. I recently beat it. I know a lot of people have been starting to play the third one and maybe haven't played the first or second one. So if they can't get their hands on a DS copy, this is a chance for people to see if they like the game. And you can stop watching this if they want to play it themselves. That's fine. We're going to start going through this. Start. Creating save data. I will be narrating and reading everything. If you guys don't like my voice, I'm sorry. This game is fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. I will also be making some commentary throughout it. So we got a ship coming up here, I think. Yep. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is it counting down? An explosion on the ship. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Ow! With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hands to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor. Ouch! God damn it! What the hell? Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and he finally understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed. A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling. He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake, he wondered? It didn't seem likely. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. He tried to tell himself it was important. Junpei rubbed the growing bump in his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. Pot, and muttered to himself, "Where am I?" His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion of his circumstances, Junpei looked around the room once again. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. He felt his stomach tighten. There were 1,000 things that sound could have been, but none of the things he could think of were good. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed that had mattresses that were so thin they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5. 5. What's this 5 mean? Suspicious, and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing, at last, in the front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. It wouldn't open. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. It didn't take a genius to figure out that the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Junpei knocked, hard, on the door. "Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door! response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped. What the hell is this? He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but it clearly wasn't that. After all, it only showed a single number. 5. That's the same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange, and knew he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over, as if to remove her watch, but the other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed, and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps... He pushed them, but nothing happened. On the watch, there might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. Junpei was at a loss. What was he going to do? Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However... Damn! Ah, it's no good. Damn thing won't come off. A steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist, and back into the face. He would be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. What the hell is the deal with this thing? Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening, and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. Where am I? Why the hell am I here? Why? Why? What the hell happened to me? It was that moment he noticed the window. The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship. What? Wait, am I in a ship? Junpei walked slowly towards the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness. Junpei squinted, trying to see something. Anything. It was at that moment. Oh, shit. What the? You gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here? Crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room. What the hell? God damn it! Junpei yelled and spun around, his feet slipping on the water already coming through the window. He ran for the door. Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something! There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle-deep on the floor, and rising quickly towards his knees. Things were not looking good for Junpei. Not good at all. He needed to find a way out, and quickly. Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Seek a way out! So, this game comprises of essentially novel sections, like we just saw, and escape rooms, like we are now in right now, and the yellow text is all just tutorial on what you can do in an escape room, how you need to get out. Yeah, so this game has six endings. I'll be going through all of them. There is a true ending. One of the bad endings is just the true ending cut short because you need to have done one of the other endings. So I'm going to be doing all the bad endings first, doing the second end, the second good ending that gives you access to the final true ending. It's good for escape rooms to always check everything. There's a lot of interesting and funny dialogue that the character and characters will go through and talk about. So let's see if I remember what I need to do on this one. Yes, during escape. I probably should have looked at some notes on the escape room, but this one I'm pretty sure I remember how to do, because you have to do this one every single time. I will be obviously probably having notes beside me so that you guys aren't just screaming at your screen while I fail at figuring out some puzzles that I haven't done in a while. So we've got a piece of paper with 2 red shapes and 2 blue shapes on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch the area with different blah blah blah. Oh, the tutorial. And unfortunately, you have to go through the tutorial every single time you come back here. Okay. I want fail. Then it's got red, triangle up, full, blue. Okay, let's see, there should be something on the back here. Nope, we can't do that yet. So we got a picture frame of a ship. An old picture frame, there's a picture of a ship in it. There's screws keeping them on, keeping the back on. I wonder why the screws are in brackets. Maybe because I can get, oops. Because I can get them unscrewed. Okay, so that's that there. There should be, oh, that's the case, I don't need that yet. I need, there's a, yes, there's a key. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Huh, looks like there is. We have a key. A key? Yeah, there's a little blue key in the bottom of this pot. Odd. We have a blue key. Maybe I won't not read the escape room parts, unless actually it pertains to the story. We've got a door to the stove. Able to open easy enough. What have we got in here? Ah, we got a screwdriver. So we can combine that with that. So we got a picture. Ah, we got some shapes with some numbers on it. Unfortunately, being able to rotate it isn't very easy. Also, the quality isn't very good to see it. Let's tell you how to combine items, just like I did. So I've gotten one key. I'm pretty sure there's another key that I need. I also need, there should be another piece of paper with shapes on it. Screwdriver, huh, well that's here. Yeah, there's a lot of items that probably shouldn't be in here. I believe it's under the, okay, there's another sheet. And is there anything on this book? I can reach this bunk, might as well look through it. Huh, damn, nothing here. I do remember that there is some funny dialogue in this room. I can't see the bottom of the ladder. Oh man, the water's already up to the bottom of the bed. I've got to hurry this up. Or, this is a ladder that goes up to the top bunk. Okay. So, ladder, we meet again. Once again, I gaze upon this stately ladder. Ladder? I don't even know her. Most original joke ever. As I gaze into the ladder gazes into me. Hey, so did you hear that what the shopkeeper said? I said after his ladder got stolen? No, what'd he say? Further steps will be taken. And that's why I have no friends. The ladder watches me and I sense that it finds me wanting. So this friend of mine fell all the way down a 15-foot ladder. Wow, that's pretty bad. How's he doing? Oh, he's alright, but he's feeling pretty wrung out by the whole experience. I should be writing these down. They're comedy gold. I think the ladder is following me. Trying to keep up with all the latest styles has me all wrung out. Well, if it's choice between a step for somewhere else and being a real social climber, I'll take the ladder. What do you call a secondary ladder covered in people? A full B ladder. That's an example of some of the funny dog. Go, okay, I almost have everything, I think. That's a key here. And then there will sometimes be novel sections in the middle of puzzle sections. Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. What's up with my face? His confusion was well justified. His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? Even as he said it, something in his mind opened and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college. So far, he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights in the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber. Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and the t-shirt he'd worn the day before and tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however. There was a breeze. Breaths of cold night air wafted into his apartment, carrying the smells of autumn with them. The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the wind. Huh? That's weird. Did I leave that open? Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Junpei shrugged. He must have just left it open earlier. He closed the window. Then it happened. Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed in all black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden. Junpei tried to scream, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. He tried to step towards the man, but his legs could no longer support his weight. Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was a cold, harsh, distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on.
You are going to participate in a game. The non-honorary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist. That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. As to who the man was, or might have been, Junpei had no idea. Indeed, he wasn't even sure this thing had been a man. The voice being cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak. Who was the man in the mask? You have been chosen. Junpei remembered that much, but what it might mean, that was beyond him. Junpei had no idea where he was or why he was there. There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game. The non-honorary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The non-honorary game, huh? What the hell is a non-honorary game? God damn it. With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Not supposed to yell. Okay. Alright, so I have items. I got a key. Okay, so I already know that these shapes are numbers. If I can actually... I don't actually see. So for the blue case, we have a filled in square and arrow pointing up. Filled in square is 0. Arrow pointing up is 2. And then we got, because the arrow's going this way. So what did I say? I said 0, 2. 0, 2. 0, 2, 6. 0, 2, 6. Up arrow, 0, 2, 6, 3. 0, 2, 6, 3. Let's see if I did that right. So I need to go 0, 2, 6, 3 to the... Oops, that's not what I wanted. 0, 2, 6, 3, need to remember that. Okay. There we go. Excuse me. Let's see if there's any keyhole. 0, 2, 6, 3. I feel like that's the wrong password. I think I maybe need to check this again. Mini games, yes. You'll be doing a lot of mini games in here with codes. We're changing things to base 16, which I will definitely be using a little cheat sheet for, and not trying to do on the fly, because that will end horribly. 0, 2, 6. Hey, it was right. Turn the key and hey, looks like it's working. Oops. Alrighty. Looks like there's something in here. You get a file. File screen, you get a couple documents. Not a lot of them are used from what I remember. But it'll have things that you can look at. I believe it even comes with a built-in calculator too. Because one of the things that this game has a lot of is calculating digital root. So it's in this file. Okay, digital root. Here we are. Let's see here. Compute digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding the digits in this manner until you have a single digit answer. That final single digit answer is your digital root. For example, the digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8, which is 21, so you take the 2 and the 1, add them together, you get 3. Therefore, the digital root of 678 is 3. Another example, 1234 would be 10, which is 1 plus 0, which is 1. Therefore, the digital root of 1234 is 1. Yeah, you just keep adding until you get a single digit number. Notebook, pen, and calculator, so you're able to write inside. Key cards for this room. Perfect. Alright. New materials been out of the file screen. Yes. Get a calculator so you can do it with the game if you don't want to do it by hand or in your mind. Because, you know, adding one digit numbers together is difficult math. Also calculate digital root. It'll even do it for you. Okay. Now I need the red case, which I need to actually, I need to decode. Okay, so the first one is black or red filled in of 7. 7 down. 7 4 8. 7 4 8 5. 7 4 8 5. Let's see. 7 4 8 5. Yes. That one sounds right to me. Come on. Of course, I'd give you the tutorial instructions both times. Because reasons. 7 4 8 5. And yeah, my mouse is probably being picked up. I'm playing this on emulator, so I don't have a DS capture card. I do own the game. It is a great game. I suggest you buy it if you do enjoy this. And actually, it's most likely, well, it is being ported beyond the DS, most likely to Steam, where the third game is already currently already on, and the second game will also most likely be ported to Steam as well. So in the near future, it'll be on Steam, with built-in voice acting apparently, and some other little nifty additions that will streamline the gameplay a little bit. Cards with numbers on them, I'm pretty sure this is where they're supposed to go. Use them. Alright, let's slide the card, see if it works. And slides off the red cards. Nope. Huh? It's not working. Why, damn it? No, that's not. That's right. I still have cards I haven't used. Blue cards. Damn it, not again. There aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. Of course, the files. Digital root. That file says something about a digital root. Digital root. Digital root, huh? What am I supposed to do with? There's a 5 on the door. Do I have to get digital root of 5? I'm not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Other instructions, you touch 3 cards, select them. So I need to take 3 numbers that will give me a digital root of 5. I'm given 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 is 14, that's 15. I think there's multiple. I'm pretty sure there's multiple. 5. There's not multiple. I thought there was multiple answers. Alright, I think it's gonna work. There we go. There's a new noise. Huh? Did it just unlock? Well, the light was red, now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Alrighty. You found it. We found the way out. We're not gonna drown. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looked around. And we are going to call it a part there. We got one person here. Junpei. There's going to be, concerning the title, there's going to be 8 more people that we will run into and have to work together with to get out of this sinking ship, it looks like. So, until next time, play this game.